Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Everyday Carry for the Everyday Guy. So as you can see, it's white t-shirt time, which means it's holster review time. It is freezing in Cape Town. I think it's something like 13 degrees, so I'm trying to make this review as quickly as possible so I can get a jacket on. Today I'm going to be having a look at this. This is a holster from a company called Carter Kustom Carry. If you are anywhere in this country, South Africa, you will know Mr. Jeff Carter is one of the most popular Kydex holster makers there is. If you go on any social media forum and you ask for the good Kydex holster, his name is definitely going to come up. He's kind of like the godfather of Kydex. He's been doing it for I think the longest, and this is really I'd almost say a work of art. It's a really nice holster. I'm going to review it in my normal review pattern, which is concealment, comfortability, retention, and personal adjustments. This holster is called the MCS holster. I believe it stands for multi-carry system. It has an inside and outside the waistband functionality. I'm going to show both to you and review them both in my usual holster review methodology. So let's have a look. Okay, so let's kick things off with concealment. Now I've got the holster on my hip, sort of 3 o'clock strong side. This is where I would carry this particular holster, and I've got it in the inside the waistband configuration. So I'm going to keep my hands down and do my full 360 rotation. And as you can see, the concealment is really good. Slight, very slight bulge over here, but at the end of the day, if someone is not looking for a holster, they're not going to know you've got a holster there. So, or a firearm for that matter. So concealment inside the waistband is really good. I will show the outside the waistband as well. I feel like with this holster, you can conceal in the outside the waistband position. I will show that to you. What I also like about it is, with it being able to come so far around to the front and maintain concealment, I can sort of mimic my usual draw stroke in terms of when I'm going from strong side to appendix. It would be the same thing. I quite like that. I find sometimes other strong side holsters need to be moved around to the back in order to maintain sort of the 4 o'clock position in order to get that high level of concealment. This, however, it's sort of flattened out, and I'll show that to you a bit later on. And for some other reason, I've struggled to figure out exactly why. I'll give you my hypothesis. This just seems to conceal really well. I'll see if I can come a bit closer to the camera without it losing focus. If you're standing up straight, you get a really good concealment. And you know, you guys who watch my reviews know that my gym t-shirt is not a massive t-shirt. It's a very fitted t-shirt. If I took this holster off, this t-shirt would sit on me exactly the way it is sitting on me right now. Really high level of concealment. I very rarely wear this t-shirt, simply because I don't believe white is a good color to wear when you're trying to conceal a firearm. But you can see how well this is being sort of pressed into my body. You know, you can see if I stand up straightwards, you can see that it's really being pushed into my body really nicely. You can get your good full 3-finger grip on the holster. I am wearing this with a leather gun belt from Beltman Belts. Shout out to Paul Fisser who sent me this. I'm going to do a review on this guy soon. It's a really nice belt. I just thought the leather belt with the Levi jeans and strong side holster just looks really cool. In terms of concealment, this is pretty much as good as you're going to want to get a strong side holster. Comfortability, I think at the end of the day, comfortability is going to be always more with a holster on your hip than it is going to be on the appendix. So I don't really go too much into it. Sitting down, standing up is not the problem. Bending your legs obviously is not the problem. This jeans doesn't have too much stretch in it, but my legs could have gone way higher. Strong side is always going to be more comfortable, in my opinion, than appendix. Some people like it, some people don't. 100%, that's cool. This is just the opinion of this particular reviewer. In terms of comfortability and concealment from a strong side holster, this is probably the best I've gotten so far. So let's have a look and a quick chat about retention. Okay guys, to show off retention, I've switched the holster to the outside the waistband configuration, and it's kind of like a pancake style holster. I believe that's what Mr. Carter calls it. Now when it comes to retention, okay, all you retention click lovers, if you have not felt the positive retention click of a Carter Kustom Carry holster, you have not lived. The first time I brought this holster home and I wore it and I clicked the firearm into the holster, even my girlfriend was like, what was that? Because that sounded spectacular. I wish YouTube could have feel-o-vision so you could feel what that feels like. It has the most satisfying retention click of any holster I've ever come across, and that includes my last line of defense holster. This firearm clicks into place so positively and so satisfyingly that testing this holster for this review was an absolute pleasure. Now, when I test a holster, I will do this sort of thing like 1,000 times, or I'll try to do it 1,000 times. I don't actually count, but I do it a lot. And I really go out of my way to find defect, but I also go out of my way to find positive things. And I can honestly tell you that this retention is so nice. It is such a pleasure to continually do this that you might actually get this holster and find yourself standing in a corner doing that all the time. Really, really high quality. It feels high quality, and I hope you can hear how it sounds. It's just such a satisfying sound and feeling. Now there is a screw here or a bolt. I will show this up close a little later on. You just loosen and tighten that to adjust your level of retention, and off you go. Very simple, very intelligent way of designing a holster. And you can already see, even in the outside the waistband configuration, right? The concealment here is still great. I'll untuck my t-shirt and show you what I'm talking about. You're still getting a really good level of concealment from the outside the waistband setup. If you're wearing this, you do get a bit of a little print over there, but that's not a massive issue. If you're wearing this with a bigger cover garment or with a bigger t-shirt, you are literally going to be good to go with outside the waistband. And the thing with outside the waistband is it's always going to be way more comfortable than inside the waistband. There's no inside the waistband holster that is more comfortable than outside the waistband. And you know what? It just kind of looks badass as well. You know what I mean? Like, no one's ever going to see it. No one should ever see it. But when you come home at night and you show off this situation, guys, I mean, come on, this is art. I do quite like aesthetics. I believe aesthetics is important when trying to produce a product. And I will be honest, this color, maybe the color of my firearm as well. Okay, guys, so let's get up close and personal with this holster. This is it in the outside configuration, outside the waistband configuration. It's got these wings or belt loops effectively, and you can sort of see the flattened design. You can see how it curves, how it would curve around your body. One thing I do want to note is that this holster is kind of closed in the front, so if you are running something like a threaded barrel, those are becoming quite popular these days, you are going to have to mention that when you do place your order. This is the little screw where you would adjust retention. Hopefully you can see in there, there's like a little rubberized spacer, and as you loosen that screw, the retention loosens up. Also, something that is quite cool that I do want to show you, these wings are actually made in the USA. That's a really cool touch. We all know when it comes to gun and holster manufacturing, or not so much gun manufacturing, holster manufacturing, the USA are quite leaps and bounds ahead of most of the world. That is at least my opinion. So getting product in from the USA is really a nice touch. And then he did send me a few other things. So he also sent me this sheath for my K-Bar TDI, and I can be honest with you, this sheath has that same retention click that the holster has. Really nice, really positive, really satisfying. I promise you, if you get yourself one of these, you're gonna end up playing with it, like laying in bed, just playing with your knife, just clicking it in out of this holster, or the sheath, sorry. It does really feel very nice. It's also Kydex, and you can move the position of the soft loop to any one of these loops over here, so you can position this anywhere you want. And then these are the clips that I had on the holster when I was showing it in the inside the waistband configuration. They are actually steel. This is the first time I've seen a holster manufacturer supply steel clips. Very nice touch. Thank you so much, Mr. Carter. Really putting a strong foot forward here. They are very, very minimalistic. Obviously, they don't have as much bulk as the normal plastic clip, and they just fit around your belt perfectly. Now, what I did notice about this is it didn't fit that nicely around my CR speed belt, but the leather belt I received from Beltman Belts and Paul Visser, it fit perfectly. And then lastly, I also received a mag carrier. This again is that same high quality, really well designed piece of Kydex. You can adjust your retention over there. I like mag carriers to be quite tight, so that is quite tight. Maybe that is a bit too tight. Actually, I'll probably loosen that up a little. I don't really carry them as such, but it was very nice of him to supply to me, this clip can be moved over to either side. And if I can just show you, so if you look at the width of the piece of plastic, of a normal plastic clip versus this, you can kind of see that, you know, being steel, it's obviously going to be as strong, if not stronger, but definitely print less, have less bulk and that sort of thing on your belt. So steel clips, very clever, really enjoyed using them. And the clip also has like a tooth on it. You can see a little tooth over there. So when it does hook onto your belt, it really hooks on super tight and it's going absolutely nowhere. What you can also do in terms of adjusting your holster is you can move this wing up and down to adjust your cant, and obviously you can do the same thing with the inside the waistband clips. Really nice holster, and once again, that retention, once you felt it, oh, you're not going to want to go back. Guys, that is it. Thank you so much. That is the review of the Carter Kustom Carry multi-carry system holster. There are just two more things I want to point out. One or two, I'm not 100% sure. I'll tell you, you'll know before the end of this video. All the products you buy from Carter Kustom Carry comes in this nicely packaged situation with these details on the front and what you're getting in it on the back. And they are also sealed and bubble wrapped. As I said in a video before about my sniper gear holster, packaging is important, guys. Remember, you're running a business. If you are a holster manufacturer, run it as a business. Promote yourself through your packaging and through your product. For those of you who are still interested in the Honey Badger knife giveaway, the link to that video and the details of how to get involved in that is going to be popping up on your screen right now. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good week. Cheers. God bless.